Yo-ho, good day, and welcome to our new home, the city of Blenholme. Today we are going to start out a new town in this area, which I showed you in a new style of intro. I hope you liked it. So let's get started on this town. The mod list for this town, by the way, can be found in the description below. I will place it there. And now we will draw out a 20 long road from here to there, which will delete the base road I just made. This we will upgrade into a 4-lane road, and then we will connect two one-way streets to it. And reverse the direction for this one. Then let's draw it out from here by 6, up here by 12, out here by 12, down by 12 and in by 6, which will give us a nice square to work with. And then we're gonna draw out from these corners at a 35-degree angle. That's one. And the second one is also done. Let's also make these 20 long for now. Oh, accidentally made that one 21, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna extend later anyway. So now let's draw out a dirt road for our industry area to sit on. And let's take this spot for it. Draw out by 30. Then I'm gonna draw out here by 22, down by 10. Well, let's connect in this one first, because otherwise the road guidelines are going to bother me, apparently. Then this one up by another 10. And 14 over here. Let's turn off our road guidelines for this one. So 14. And in there. Now I'm going to place the coal power plant on this corner. Or no, I'm actually going to center it in here. Looks nicer. And then I'm gonna surround it with a road, because that's the way this area is going to extend. Now let's go back to our paved roads. And start drawing out from the 10 mark over here. Let's turn the road guidelines back on. Make sure this is 10, yep. And let's take a distance of 15 for this. And then we're gonna draw out by leaving 2 tiles and just one over here. The other side we will do exactly the same. And I will turn on the daylight right after I get this done. because things might get hard to see this way, right? And I might need a slightly different approach. Maybe it won't even fit. Wow, it won't. So let's go back to this approach then and put it in like this. And now the light is back on and we can see what we're doing again. I will keep the game paused because otherwise my roads and power plant will just flush money down the drain and we're not making anything yet. So let's start by building a water tower on this corner and put our water pipes nice and under the road. And make them go towards our power plant because that one will definitely need water soon. It's probably already complaining about not having any. So let's extend it till over here for now. And also add a inland water treatment plant over here next to the coal power plant. To have a kind of waste, to start a kind of waste treatment facility over here. So now we have the facilities we need for our town to grow, and we can start actually building it. I'm gonna draw out this road. I will need to turn my angle snapping back on for this, of course. I'm gonna draw out this road, so we have 5 tiles left between the incoming road and this one. And we're going to draw this shape in. On the right side we will not have space for a path in between the houses, but I'm not really bothered about it. It should be fine. Then we're gonna draw out from nearby this amount again and extend it all the way up here. That will be a nice long square or rectangle. And let's draw in a few more of those. Probably another one this way. And another. I guess this side would like another connection as well. And maybe another one over here. Just to make sure we have enough space to invite residents into. Now let's also supply water to our residential area. And let's keep those pipes nice and under the road. Where they do belong. And let's extend it up until here for now. We will extend the neighborhood at a later date. I think this will perfectly suit our residential needs, and I will time-lapse me putting down some houses for people to live in. So for this area we are going to use two types of 3x2 houses. We are going to leave some space between them where possible for pathways and decoration, and that space will involve some trial and error. The other type of houses we will use after I'm done with this block. And we're using this method because, yeah, well, I'll tell you after this time-lapse is done anyway. I will also apply residential zoning to this for uniformity's sake. And that's better. Now let me show you what I'm trying to avoid having to do. So I'll first have to connect up power lines. Otherwise I can't do anything because zoning won't spawn. These power lines will be just temporary. And now we will run the game. So I'm trying to avoid having to zone in specific squares and then waiting for the right asset to spawn in. And then destroying anything that is not the right asset for what I want, and having to make it historical after it has built. So yeah, you can see this takes quite long, and I'm even lucky these two spawned in as the asset I wanted. But as for this, yeah, none of them actually did what I wanted, so... Oh, actually the one on the right did. So these would have to be removed, and this one to be made historical. And we would have to wait for the next row of houses to spawn in, and hope for the best and having them look like this. But I will just use our find it tool, because this would become rather time consuming and I don't think it would be enjoyable for any of you to watch. So let's just plop them all down. And have this one as a corner asset, on this corner as well. And probably one more, these over here. And the rest of the area we will leave for pathways to decorate up the area. We will also need some commercial zoning and industrial to make this town work, of course. So let's put some commercial over here. And most of our commercial will probably sit in this area. But we will have to wait on that for a bit because developing more roads will become expensive, and we're currently pretty low on budget, so we can save that for when we unlock the next milestone, I think. So we're also going to need industrial buildings, and quite a few of them. And I'm thinking of going for my usual container yard vibe for the start, because it's nice and easy, and usually at least pretty easy on the eye. instead of a chaos of smokestacks, which just doesn't look that appealing to me. So let's see if we will hit our next milestone by just letting this develop out. I think we will. And I hope a nice little commercial building will spawn in here. I'm thinking it will be a bookstore. And while that develops, let me also turn off our traffic lights at unnecessary positions. We don't need them there. Those are not dangerous junctions. Just traffic from one side. And let's use Traffic Manager to add priority to the main road in both these junctions. And also add some lane connection to this. So traffic has 2 lanes to flow through. And does not have to bother with counting this as an intersection. Let's check if I was right. Yeah, we got a bookstore spawned in here, so let's make that one historical. We want it to stay. It does kinda look right for the place, but this junction just doesn't look right for here. Like, in the future I'm gonna extend this 4-lane road across the highway and make this a normal highway exit. I mean, those slopes are too steep, it just doesn't look right to me. I will have to change it anyway, and it doesn't need to be this grand and highway entrance anyway. It's totally not necessary. Maybe let's zone another bit of commercial. I'm thinking a 3x4 right here next to the crossing will be nice. Let's see what the game will give us. I'm purposely leaving this bit of space clear, by the way, because I will probably want to place my medical clinic there later. But not for a bit, because the upkeep is just not worth what it gives you early on. And it seems I'm just about not hitting the milestone, so I might as well expand our roadway network a little bit. Let's draw out some 2-lane road for seven tiles out and up until this end over here. And let's grab some more 3x2 growable assets for this. Let's just get a bunch of them in there and have them give us the residential area we need to get our amount of citizens for the milestone. So it clearly needs water, and we ding our milestone, so let's first check up on that. So we get taxes, loans, we have to dispose of garbage, we get healthcare, but I will postpone that, and we get elementary education. So a few schools will be added, or for now at least one, which will be nice, and also we get a recycling center. I will use that rather than the landfill site. But first, let's draw in some water pipes so our citizens have something to drink. I think this will do nicely. And let's zone under those houses as well for good measures. So let's pause the game for a little bit and start by adding our recycling center. This one I do not have to empty, while if I place a landfill site I will have to empty it later on. I don't like that mechanic about the game, so I will avoid it. So here goes a recycling center, and let's go and build a school as well. No, we couldn't even fit one in here, so that's definitely not going to happen. But I think we might place one over here, near the water tower. Some extra commercial assets around it maybe. It will be a nice and central location eventually. Now let's check on this building. Do we want to historicalize that? I think we do. A nice cafe across the entrance to the neighborhood. Easily in walking distance, should do nice. And since our industrial demand is pretty high, we are going to place a few of our good old container yard assets. So those will do nicely for the demand we have right now, I hope. I do not like mass zoning them, but I will if I have to. That's one thing that's for sure. Because our town needs to grow, and if it needs some of those industrial assets to do so, then so be it. Now let's also go to our taxes tab and increase those taxes to 12%. That is the maximum amount that our citizens won't start complaining, and it makes us the most money we can, because otherwise we will keep on bleeding money, and that's not what we want, right? I could also lower our power and water budget a little, just cutting costs because we're probably overproducing right now. I haven't checked, but it's early on in the game, so it's probably so. And let's add another nice commercial asset over here, maybe a 4x4 over here. And extend this road by, well, let's go 29 here. Now it's exactly 40 tiles long. Or 50. 50. So now another road can come out from, well, what's 10 from here? Okay, right next to this one. So out by 10 from here. And over here we'll also take a 20 mark and drag it out by 10. And then in by 8. Just like over here. then another 5 in this direction, I think is what I'm going for. Over here, the guideline will bother me for a little bit, but we will do. And then this will be pretty much symmetrical, which will do nicely for our town center area. And let's not put any more money into the roads for now. And just add another... Oh, I see I came out by only 9 over here. Oh well. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, right? It looks nice like this, so let's keep it this way. Yeah, that one can be historical. Yeah, that one probably as well. So I will let the game run for a bit to gather some funds, or no, I will just borrow a 20k loan and start expanding our roadway pattern. So let me speed up the road building process for you guys a little bit, because it can be a drag to watch me building roads to quite a boring extent. Will still take me about a minute to get enough expansion done to ding our next milestone, which will be at 815 residents if I'm correct. So I hope that we'll get there quite soon. I kept the middle one a bit smaller, but it's nice and symmetrical that way. So now let's go on by getting our trial and error housing pattern back in and get some nice good old people moving into the nice city of Blenholme. It will turn out to be quite a beautiful city, I think, and this will just be a suburb of it. I might actually draw in a district soon to give it a name, although I might sit some time out thinking on a name first. So let's get some residents moving in, and let's also supply them with some water, because they will complain otherwise. And now we are a worthy village. That means we have unlocked another 2x2 grid, some districts, some policies to apply to those districts, our second loan of 60,000, we got fire service and maybe some disaster services as well, and police department, some unique buildings, forestry and agriculture specialization, and the local and organic produce and self-sufficient building specializations from the Green Cities DLC. So, no, just the fire stations, no disaster DLC things yet, but that's not that bad. So let's first finish up our building placement and then look onwards to how we're going to expand. And by expand, of course, I mean place our facilities in our town center, because that's all the expanding we're going to do. Let's first place our police station right here on the corner. Should be a nice spot for it. And the fire station we will place on the other side, closer to the industry area, for safety reasons. obvious ones at that. Let's also place a temporary power line. And while we're at it, let's upgrade the road to the industry area to a faster flowing one, because in case of emergency we will need to have that done. Let's keep the game paused for a bit, so we can also spawn in a little bit of extra industry buildings. We seem to have really high demand for them, so I guess we should just plop them down and get that sorted out for our citizens. Some extra jobs at our good old container yard. Oh, how we love container yards, right? I hope this will be enough so we can start with actual industries after we ding our next milestone, which will be at, let's see, 1300. So that will be something nice to look forward to. Let's also start adding some more commercial areas to this town, because that demand is also very steep. And maybe one more over here. And let's see what spawns in. We are already growing quite a bit. It's starting to get quite nice and habitable. Well, no, not quite habitable yet. We really need some parks, but we will have to wait for our next milestone for those. So, this building I really like. Instant historical. And that one's fine, I guess. So let's keep those. And let's supply them with some water as well. Or for shopkeepers. No water supply to their building. That wouldn't be a nice environment to work in. Let's draw in some districts and name them after places in the book I got the city name from as well. So the first one is going to be Dismal, then we have Bluetarn and Blenholme last. Well, that's that. Now let's start expanding our commercial districts a little, because we have still quite a lot of demand, and well, we should do something about that, right? I think I'm gonna draw this road out until here, like this. Oh, I was hoping it would let me, but maybe I should draw out a road from here until here. I think this will be nice. And now we can add some more commercial areas to over here and over here for starters. Of course, I separated the power line. I assume we won't need it anymore. Let's see what we get for this. Well, since there's this much demand, we might as well make another 3x2 here. Okay, so this one is pretty much fine, but this one I really don't like over here. Too small an asset with too much parking. Yuck. So we will need to draw out some more roads as well for our next residential area to sit on, because with this much housing we're never going to get to our next milestone. I will time-lapse doing that after we check on these assets again. This one I like better. Not that I like the asset itself so much, but the parking lots with the parcels are quite nice. Let's also extend our water network to this edge of the commercial center. Now we have everyone nice and supplied again. Now let's supply ourselves with a quick bit of extra roads to sit some houses on, because we need a lot of those for our next milestone. And yeah, let's try to keep the roadway pattern somewhat fluent, a little original. And while on the topic of fluidity, let's fluently add some more residents into our town, because we will need quite a few of those for our next milestone. Even though demand is not that high right now, I think we can get away with just adding a bunch of houses over here for now. And when we hit our next milestone, we will get to decorate the place up as well. So let's also give these guys some water and some more houses, and I'm leaving some space for a pathway in between everything, and let's also keep it all zoned up for consistency's sake. So yeah, that's all nice and turning green. I hope you like it as much as I do. Then let's totally ignore our industrial demand and add some more good old or good new commercial buildings to the town center. Power line is in my way a little now, right? But we will have to make do. And maybe one more over here. Oh, I think I like that. Yeah, sure. Kinda looks like one facility now. We can always pretend it is one, right? And we're already at 1222 citizens, 24. We are slowly getting there. Oh, and we're falling back a little. How would our school demand be? We're still in the green. That's good. Nice and safe. So I don't want another one of those in it here. That's gotta go. And this one, yeah. A fuel station next to the fire station would be kinda wise, right? fire trucks need some place to get their fuel anyway. And I think over here with this amount of parking lots, this asset will do. So let's keep that one as well. Then this power cable definitely has to go, so we can invite some more shops to open up over here. Let's add 2 in here for now, and for good measures let's also complete this part of the neighborhood, because it's best if people can move in straight away, right? So we hit our milestone as soon as possible. Let's place this area in like this. 3 pathways through. Lucky people, so many connections. Although some might actually be bothered by people constantly walking by their houses. You never know, right? But people over here will at least always have a footpath nearby. Some off-road facility to walk to your destination a bit quieter. I see I need a little bit more power as well. So that's supplied, and it's not enough. Or is it? Yes, it is. Goody. So what did we get here? This is a fuel station, sure. Why not? Well, maybe let's just not sound this and pull a path through here. That one's ugly anyway. Go on with that one. And this one's a key. Some decorational space over here left. And we're already pretty close to our next milestone. Let's hope we get there without building any more industry. Maybe 1 or 2 more shops over here will do. We do not seem to have a railway commercial mall either anymore. So just a 2 by 2 over here. And let's just see. We're kind of stuck at 1200 closer to our next milestone, which will prompt me going into a detailing time-lapse to add some pathways and some decoration trees and stuff to this town without bothering you with blabbering at you all the time, which probably would be nice for a change, right? You've been listening to me for over half an hour now, and well, probably not all I had to say was interesting, right? So I guess we're not gonna get out of building a little more industry. So let's zone up a 1 by 4 over here and see what spawns in. Almost there. I guess we don't need this industry. Yeah, we didn't need it. Great. We're getting our milestone. I will do a detailing time-lapse and then an outro. And we will discuss what the contents of this milestone are in the next episode. Alright guys, that was it for the first episode of Blenholme. I hope you really enjoyed what we made. It was not much to look at yet, but we will get there. At least we unlocked some of the fun things for now. And we will continue using them in the following episodes and make this town look a whole lot better. So enjoy the rest of the outro charge, and while you're at it, enjoy the rest of your day as well.